3 years ago there is a huge battle going on the island, but all the Japanese defense forces could do is stand and watch. Their weapons are useless here. It's all in the hands of the hunters. The hunters consist of knights and mages. At that point they are stormed by giant red ants and they are the last line of defense and they have to defend it with their lives. Unfortunately the ants prove too big of a challenge and their fire magic is ineffective against them, so they quickly become overwhelmed. Their opponent is too strong for them. Just as they believe it's over, help arrives. Cleric casts healing magic, instantly recovering the wounded Sotter's wounds. The cleric is being jumped, but the newly arrived party is on a whole different level. They are the S-rank hunters. The fighter and lightning mage deal with the red spiders easily, but the battle isn't over. It doesn't seem like the boss, but the white ant must be the leader of smaller ants while the healer deals with the wounded. The fighter goes toe-to-toe with a white ant. Fighter tears off ant's antlers but is pushed back. He takes this opportunity to throw one of the antlers, decimating the ant, but it turns out that the white ant isn't even the leader, but one of many soldiers releasing his stored power. The fighter is ready to take them on. Same goes for the mage. Meanwhile, on the front line, they are being stormed by more ants. The fire mage casts his magic, decimating the red ones, and the rest of the soldiers are ordered to attack the rest. More than 10 years ago, portals that could connect to different dimensions suddenly appeared in the world, and various monsters and beasts reside within them. Conventional weapons can't fight them. Only those with awakened special abilities can. They are called hunters based on their magical powers. Hunters are classified as ones of SA, A, B, C, D, E rank. However, when awakened, no matter how hard they try, their abilities will no longer be developed. 3 years later, present day, as everyone goes about their day, being a hunter at this point is considered a normal job in society. Everyone is readying up to go for another hunt. One of the few is Kim and Park, who recently just returned back to being a hunter after a hiatus. They discuss making a lot of money if the next raid will be successful. That's when Jinwoo arrives. He is somewhat famous among the hunters, but not for the reasons you think. He is a lowly hunter with the nickname the weakest hunter of all mankind. He is so weak that he was injured in an E-rank dungeon and hospitalized, so Kim assumes that calling the kid here means the mission will be a breeze. Jinwoo heard all of that but agrees that he's the lowest of them all. Ji, his charm partner in raid, scolds him for being injured again. She wants to know what happened and he shamefully admits that he was the only one injured in the E-rank dungeon. He is just too weak, and she already knows that the mission is about to start and their leader will be Song, the highest ranked hunter from the party. The gates open and they start to walk in. Kim tells the weakling to stay close so he doesn't get hurt. The only weapon Jinwoo has is a small knife with little magic power. It's all his insignificant income can allow. He must perform today to get even a little of the spoil. Jinwoo is ecstatic, finally obtaining his first crystal, but is suddenly attacked with his knife cracking. When he deflects, when he sees an opportunity to attack, the knife shatters and the goblin gravely injures him. Luckily, Park was nearby and deals with the goblin as Jinwoo is laying on the ground. Ji rushes to heal him. The loser can only watch as the rest of the party breezes through the low-tier monsters with ease before losing consciousness. The magic crystals hunters obtain from the monsters are sold to the Hunter Association, acting as the guild. The crystals can be made into more powerful weapons to defeat stronger magic beasts. The mana crystals harvested from the dungeon can also be weapons, but their effects are not as good as those of magic gems, but the government wants to use them as a new source of energy, safer than nuclear and more efficient than any hydro, wind, or geothermal power with no pollution. It's the ideal green energy. That's why the hunters are important in obtaining this energy. Back at the dungeon, the party successfully defeated the dungeon boss while Jinwoo is just sitting on the floor still being healed. Ji wants to know why a loser like him became a hunter. He is good for nothing while everyone has their hands full of high-rank spoils. Jinwoo is disappointed that he only got AE rank magic gem, something not worth risking his life for. Suddenly someone calls everyone over. He found an additional cave to explore, something called a double dungeon. Usually when hunters defeat the final boss, the dungeon closes, but this one isn't, so it's worth exploring. Everyone is giddy for more loot. Song notes that usually in these kinds of situations they should report to the guild, meaning giving up the dungeon to someone else. Everyone is eager to keep exploring. It's just a D-rank dungeon anyway. Hearing the complaint, Song decides to give it a vote. There are 6 people who support it and 6 against it. Jinwoo is the deciding vote. He understands how dangerous the D-rank dungeon is for him, but with his father missing, he is the only one in the family who can earn money. His mother has medical bills and sister has to go to college. He needs money. Jinwoo wants to continue. Did he forget he doesn't have a weapon? Meanwhile, at the guild they have technology that assesses people's talent and rank with a dozen agents hiring for their own association. Everyone is trying to get the highest rank hunters that would net them better profits in the future. S rank hunters are not only strong, but if someone recognizes them in Public they are like idols. Like in this situation, Chahi is an S rank preventing a robbery and quickly being swarmed by people, although she doesn't have a problem getting away. Back at the cave, the hunters have been walking the cave for about 40 minutes now. Jinwoo apologizes to Ji despite her not wanting to go into the cave. He basically forced her to. She doesn't care for his apology, angry that he is such a loser that doesn't value his life. He is alive right now only thanks to her B-rank healer. He can apologize to her over dinner, catching him off guard. They finally arrived. It's the boss's room. It's rare to see rooms with doors like this. They will advance for now and retreat together if something doesn't seem right. Meanwhile, at the guild, a pre-recorded message of Go Gunny. The president explains that being a hunter is a life-threatening profession with many things still unknown about the dungeons. You can never let your guard down. If they want to survive, they have to be cautious. Song's party opens the gate and the room lights up. This is a kind of room that no one has ever seen before, filled with statues in an eerie atmosphere, with one particularly large statue sitting on a throne. The odd thing is that there are no monsters around, not a single one. Song notices a magic circle on the ground and they find a tab with the ancient language. Song starts to read it while with a terrified look Ji grabs Jinwoo, saying that the large statue's eyes moved. It was looking at them just a moment ago. Suddenly the huge doors close. Everyone is terrified of not knowing what is going on. Desperate to get out, one of the party members walks to the door only to get slashed in half by the statue. Their worst nightmare has come to life. All of the statues are monsters. The situation slowly sinks as Jinwoo understands that he is about to die when an adventurer much stronger than him gets killed in an instant. He doesn't understand why such terrifying creatures would be in a D-rank dungeon. Remembering Ji's words from before, Jinwoo slowly turns around with a terror-struck look in his eyes. He glances at the statue and it glances back. This is the end. Jinwoo has been in many life and death situations. Separated from the team, he got injured by an E-rank monster and hospitalized, almost starved when he was trapped in a maze. To get a better weapon, he has to collect loot, but he can't do that if he doesn't kill monsters. He endures the ridicule of others and does this dangerous job that doesn't earn much. In order to survive, he has to constantly look for loopholes and observe. Maybe that's why he knows. Suddenly yelling for everyone to get down as the large statue fires a fire beam, decimating everything in its path. No one knows what to do. They are trapped with no way out. All of them will be killed. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more episodes.